Hey y'all, this is Anna Alexander. Welcome to the living room as we're about to watch the premiere episode of season 2 of the series Bridgerton, available now on Netflix. If you've been with me on other series journeys before, nice to have you back. If you are brand new, hello. Welcome to my environment. It's nice to have you here. So again, if you do not know who I am an author. I do write paranormal and contemporary romance, as well as we'll have a new fantasy series out later this summer. Yay! So Bridgerton's kind of sort of in my environment. So when I go and watch television shows, just so you know, I always bring with it a sense of wanting to know more about story. Why is the story told the way it was? Goal, motivation, conflict, characterization, dialogue, why the content creators chose to put certain things to tell their story. That process fascinates me. So I may say lots of things that are just mostly rhetorical because I like to know the whys behind it. I also bring it with me, my own experiences, my own research, my observations. I will react to things differently than you will react because we've read different lives. I also will then put myself in the story and want them to make choices that I would make, even though they have led a different life than me. And on some level, I do realize it, yet I still want them to do what I want. So back to Bridgerton. Okay, historical romance as a genre, not my go-to. I did read The Duke and I many, many years ago. I did not read the rest of the Bridgerton series because for me, historical romance, where I always get hung up is that more often than not, the conflict between the two characters, main characters, is the misunderstanding. And if it's a misunderstanding that goes on for way longer than it needs to, I get frustrated and angry and I want to throw the book against the wall and be done with it. And I have at some point in time in a few books skipped to the back, and I've seen that for 85,000 words, it was the same conflict that could have been solved with a 10-minute discussion. I don't have the patience for that. Now with The Duke and I, which is what Bridgerton season 1 was based on, it was fine. It was totally enjoyable. But I think the new Sherilyn Kenyons and J.R. Wards came out, so I got quickly distracted by those books. But I did enjoy season 1 of Bridgerton because I think there was more couples involved, more things going along. So it wasn't just Daphne and Simon. Although, Rake, that was nice. The burn, I burned for you. Lovely. Season 2, I know, will be Anthony and Kate's story, the Viscount and I. And so I know Daphne and Simon aren't going to appear because that's not usually how romance novels roll. It's centered around one couple, could be a triad. You never know. However, because with romance novels, it's commercial fiction. It's not about the destination. It is about the journey. Like with mysteries, Poirot, Sherlock Holmes, Jack Reacher, Jack Ryan, we know they're going to get the bad guys at the end. We want to see how they get the bad guys at the end. Same thing with the romance in Bridgerton. We know Kate and Anthony are going to end up together at the end. How do they end up together? That's what we are here for, the journey. One thing, though, that did surprise me about season 1, they revealed the identity of Miss Whistledown right away. In the books, I know it doesn't happen until book 5. The only thing I can think of is they didn't know if they were going to get a season 2. And that was a big mystery, so they went ahead and just revealed it at the end of season 1. So it will be interesting to see how they weave, because that tension is gone. We know what's going to we know who that person is, and as in the series, it was 4 books before we found out. Now we already know. So it will be, yeah, that'll be interesting. But journey, yeah, let's go on one. We're ready for a trip. So we've got the big cozy blankets. We've got our beverage of choice. So because it's a premiere, I busted out the champagne. So I've got an Alphonso Cocktail with me. Description, link to how, description, recipe. I haven't started drinking yet. Believe me, will be down below. But get your things together. Let's settle back and let's get to it. Yes, that bee is very significant.
Let her come out on her own.
Oh, poor Eloise. Just give her a chance to breathe.
Anthony.
Oh,
over with.
We have heard nary a peep from Lady Whistledown since last season ended. Perhaps she realized taking on her queen was a bad idea, and she will never publish again. Or she simply left for the country as the rest of us did in the off-season, bored by the lack of any real gossip.
Probably.
You do know what that would make her, then? One of us.
Could we not have appealed to the Queen, Mamma?
Oh, that's right. The Featheringtons have no father, and somebody owns their house now. Who owns their house now?
And he finally decides to show his miserly face.
Who is the new Lord Featherington?
Just remember to remain composed. Her Majesty does not take kindly to any hint of hysterics. I found a small smile work best to appear open and approachable, but not too eager.
Daphne's season didn't go as she planned, so maybe she should keep the advice.
What I need is what I have, and that is a list. Tolerable, dutiful, suitable enough hips for childbearing, and at least half a brain.
That's sad knowing that that's not so different than how it actually was.
It is here.
How can there be an issue out already? They haven't had the coming out party. I don't remember what this is called.
I've seen enough.
What does this mean? I can go. I do not know what this means.
There's enough copies for the whole room? Wow. Wow.
As the members of our esteemed ton lazily sojourned in their rustic retreats, this author was doing but one thing, honing my skills. No, even better, I was sharpening my knives.
Ooh.
Certainly not by herself. How could she?
Oh. Ooh.
What my mistress wants, she gets. And for whatever reason, that would be you at the moment.
I love how she's adopted the Irish accent.
And the delivery boys need a wage increase. They're the ones running around town while you get to sit here on your lazy arse.
Questions abound as to this.
Wow, she went into a lot of work for this.
I speak of the season's diamond, wherever she may be. Your move, Your Majesty.
Ooh, that's bold.
Now that the season has started, I shall need to fill your coffers at the Modiste and oversee the hiring of a few extra staff. And your ring, when you get the chance, I shall need it.
A ring. He's going to give his mother's ring while she's still alive. Wow. Wow.
I've already compiled an index of the season's eligible misses and have arranged interviews.
Interviews. Dearest, I shall be more than happy to give you my ring when you find someone with whom you are very much in love.
So this is what's fascinating, especially in this time period. You know, again, it's fiction, but women were expected to marry. The push was to marry, 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 marry. Anthony's like, okay, I'm going to get married. It's supposed to be a business arrangement. He is treating it like business, but we're kind of aghast by it. And his mother's like, oh, wait, hold on the phone. But the dichotomy is different. And I'm so glad we live in today's times, mostly.
3 children is what I've always wanted, my lord.
What if, say, one of your daughters had a penchant for overspending? How would you deal with that?
Yeah, he's treating it like business.
Do you read?
Books.
What's the song? What's the song that they're doing?
$5 and $20 more, my lord.
You know, he might be better off with his finances if he stopped spending them on hookers. Just saying. Although they deserve to be paid a fair wage. But it's not a necessary expense now, is it?
Sis, are you in trouble?
Does she look like she's in trouble?
Careful now! Whoa there!
the meet cute.
You enjoying your victory lap?
Apologies.
Kate!
There you are, dearest.
I do hope I did not keep you waiting long. The gardens here are so lovely. It's in morning air, but I'm here now.
My eldest, Lady Danbury, Miss Kate Sharma.
Well, that sounds delightful.
It will make for a most spectacular entrance to society indeed.
I would have ensured their presentation to Her Majesty the Queen, but I thought it wise for me to examine their deportment prior to their first engagement. Her Majesty is most discerning, you understand.
That's just so wrong. That just sounds so wrong.
Of course. Now, I have made all the arrangements. The pianoforte is tuned, the instructor's hired, dance lessons begin at noon, followed by a short but comprehensive visit from a lovely French tutor I have secured.
So is Kate in the market as well? And where were they last season? I have so many questions.
My mamma did not err in her description of you. I'm sure we have much to learn from you, such as the preparation of this most excellent tea.
I think the tea is quite nice.
I'm telling you, Pen, the season has barely begun and already I feel touched in the head.
So is Penelope not in the market again?
I only mean Colin has been keeping me informed of his adventures in Greece.
Of course, she wants to marry Colin. However, she does need to put up appearances.
And the new Lord Featherington is off somewhere, delighting in our misfortune. I hear he cast his only son out to the Americas for daring to question his word. I tremble to think where he will send the rest of us if he has a mind. Cornwall, perhaps.
Cornwall?
Oh my God, not Cornwall.
You could always sell the silverware. Dinner service should fetch a handsome price.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay, this song I know.
The Marquis of Ashdown. A little young, to be sure, but he has 10,000 a year.
Oh.
The Earl of Gloucester. His wife recently died of influenza.
Oh.
Ah, there she is.
I thought she just kind of flounces in.
Oh, so soon, Lady Danbury.
Does the Queen and Lady Sharma have history?
If only you had extended the courtesy of offering your queen a final farewell before you left.
History.
Even Daphne felt most apprehensive at her first official ball, and look how well her season turned out.
Come, sister. The cakes at these occasions are surprisingly good.
Oh. Eloise would have chewed him up and spit him out.
After all, this is the season the Viscount intends to find a wife.
Settle, Mom.
You honestly just did that.
Settle.
I believe I did.
Oh. Like it wasn't obvious about him and all of his little tea days.
Too ashamed to show their faces in London.
If only every family could be as respectable as ours. Yes, Lady Featherington?
Dig. So, what's her name didn't marry the prince? Who married the Prince of Prussia?
Lord Corning.
Why did he look so tall?
Corning, you said.
The Baron Corning.
That's great and horrifying at the same time. Oh, might as well have just slapped her across the face right in the middle of that dance floor.
Bridgerton!
Is one lady unlike any other? Simply pick the least objectionable and get her wed, bed and bred. Then you can return to more pleasurable...
How lovely.
Pleasurable partners. If I must leg shackle myself in marriage, the lady in question should have more to recommend her. Love is the last thing. But if my children are to be of good stock, then their mother must be of impeccable quality. A pleasing face, an acceptable wit, genteel manners enough to credit a viscountess. It should not be so hard to find.
At least of choosing her. Wooing the peace will be a different story.
The peace? The peace?
You take issue with my requirements?
I take issue with any man who views women merely as chattels and breeding stock.
None of that was meant for you.
Viscount Bridgerton. When you manage to find this paragon of virtue, whatever makes you think she will accept your suit? Are the young ladies of London truly so easily won by a pleasing smile and absolutely nothing more?
Some of them are, yes. Yes, they are.
Ah, Pen! I do suppose this is the one benefit of being out. I have you to run off with. We shall never have to be alone.
No.
Have you seen your brother or your sister?
Well, they managed to escape you. Good for them.
And so why isn't Benedict looking for a wife?
To leave. Miss Sharma, allow me to introduce you
Charmed, my mamma is already in our carriage.
Ooh.
We will see you at home.
Delightful evening, Mama. Night, sisters. Good night.
You can still do it, Penelope. I would have changed my outfit, though. At least gotten the doodads out of my hair.
Can you go any faster?
So what footman is she hiring to take her out and about? The whole setup she's got is fascinating to me.
Perhaps the Viscount is simply waiting for the Queen to finally name her diamond. Or perhaps this author should take matters into her own hands.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Are those marbles? What fun.
No.
This author...
Those two travel in pairs.
The younger one would do if the eldest just got out of the way.
The sister is dreadful.
Ooh, okay, okay. I'm sensing a little taming of the shrew here.
I think Eloise would make a brilliant diamond.
I could not agree more, Hyacinth. Perhaps Her Majesty will take note at her ball tomorrow night. I despise you.
Oh, Penelope.
What are you ladies doing? Still up?
Penelope was writing
Ooh.
to Colin Bridgerton.
Well, that would explain the ink all over her fingers. I declare, Penelope.
Let her write to him.
He's worth anything.
What?
Your books. Books can be worth something, can they not?
No.
Mom, a letter for you.
Miss Danbury, what do you have?
It seems you have not been straightforward with me. I vouched for you and your sister in front of Her Majesty the Queen.
We are truly grateful for everything.
Are you, though? You don't seem very grateful.
Then tell me what stipulations the Sheffields have apparently set down with regard to Edwina's match.
Edwina must marry an Englishman of nobility. The Sheffields have agreed to bestow a sizable dowry on my sister and to look after my mamma. But only if Edwina marries properly.
And what about you?
I am not my mamma's daughter by birth. Edwina is.
So cold with just a glance.
I might think Lady Mary deserves some recognition, ma'am. Certainly a sign of true devotion on her part, having sought to introduce her daughters under the discerning eye of your Majesty, after all.
There's quite some butt kiss in there.
I sense my strings being pulled, Lady Danbury.
Because she's yanking hard.
You said you wanted to shake up the season. Now's your chance.
Tug, tug.
Anyone here you've not yet rejected?
It seems you have indeed come a long way since last year, Miss Bridgerton.
If the Queen in fact names Eloise the diamond, whom will you marry then?
The diamond. Perhaps now you might stop spending time with insipid wallflowers all evening.
Ooh,
I
wow,
know.
that was a
I'm
quick
drunk
swooping
dark.
in.
I do not want to live up to that, but it does not make it any easier to know you are constantly disappointing people just by walking into a room.
Oh, I think Penelope understands more than anyone. Oh, that's just horrible. That's so terrible.
Forgive my directness. Do you have any thoughts about children?
Other than the fact
Oh, good
that I
God.
desire them so.
Good God.
Is something wrong, Didi?
You are not to go near that man. Do you understand?
She is who I shall marry.
There are a few things
Ugh.
I must make you aware of.
What is this? What is that?
He is
Are these
here.
being sold or were they
The new
delivered?
Lord
Oh, he's
Featherington.
there. Who is?
Lady Featherington.
I thought the air was old.
I thought the air was ugly.
But don't worry, I've already started taking care of things.
Meaning? Meaning?
You. Your dowry to that fine French fellow is paid. The Ladle's books
Ooh.
are on their way to me now, and I even took the liberty of having your possessions moved from your bedchamber, Lady Featherington.
Oh.
Now that the home is mine.
Ooh.
You understand, yes?
Should we not value a woman instead for her candor, her character, her true accomplishments?
What do you think, Ella?
Will Eloise put it together?
Perhaps if the Queen abandoned this absurdity that is the diamond, we would all see that a woman can be so much more.
Edwina Sharma, it seems she will need to do more for me this season than simply sparkle.
What? Pressure? So, episode 1. The scene has been set. The scene has been set. So, we had our meet cute. Viscount, Kate have met. Instantly, kind of sparks flew because they are so completely opposite from each other. So I did find it interesting how the reason she's not looking for a spouse is because she has no dowry, because she's not her mother's parents' child. So that is why all of her attention is focused on her sister. I like that. I don't like it. And that's terrible, but it is understandable. I mean, as far as the story is concerned, I feel bad for her if she was a real person, is what I meant by that. But it does make for an interesting story conflict for certain. Just the whole marriage season concept idea to my modern sensibilities is just revolting. But you always have to remember context of the time period. As a female, that was your worth, was what could you provide for your husband? Not necessarily what could he provide for you, but what can you provide for your husband? And if he should so in turn provide for you, bonus. It's also very cold. It's so very cold. And that's why modern marriage is kind of a funny idea. And also kind of sort of why I don't believe in marriage myself personally. That's another concept altogether. But I think we had a very good, decent start of the season. We met all the characters. We've got Penelope, who's questioning her motives. We've met the new Lord Featherington. What is he going to bring to the game? What's he going to bring to the game? Interesting. I am intrigued, and I do hope that you join me for future episodes, because it's so much more fun if we're watching things together. So if you have not done so already, hit that subscribe. Come back for other episodes of this, and Moon Knight is coming up as well, and I'm finishing up. I shouldn't say I'm finishing up. We're still stuck deeply in True Blood, and I'd like to have you with me. So thank you so much, and until next time, y'all.